Hey there. So, I am currently in upstate New York at a retreat for Black healers in the capacity as a healer, as an astrologer, as a Reiki practitioner, as a person who holds space for others to be, to feel, to experience, and to express. And this is pretty sweet. I didn't even know that something like this was possible. I didn't even know that I would feel, or I could feel so in my element, away from my home, away from the work that I do on the day-to-day, which I already love. This feels like something else, you know? To be able to be out in nature amongst Black folks who are getting a reprieve for the first time in months, for the first time in a year or more, and to be able to offer the services that I have, the gifts that I have while I'm also getting rest too. I'm just like, this is incredible. This is incredible. And I think something that it's offering to me is I gotta dream bigger. I get to dream bigger. I didn't even know let's talk about this for a moment. I didn't even know how good it would feel to connect with Black folks from the Midwest who are doing advocacy work, who are doing liberation work, who are taking care of families, who are taking care of themselves, who are showing up for so many people, and who are getting to release and relax and be for several days. And I get to sit with them for part of that time and just focus on them. I didn't realize how revolutionary it would feel for us all to be showered with such decadence. Like the meals, the spaces, this exposed brick behind me, the trees, the space out here, to be able to inhale and exhale while in nature is just different. It's different for the body, it's different for the mind, it's different for the nervous system. And to do so amongst other melanated folks, amongst other healers, I feel honored. I feel really honored. I feel honored in a similar capacity as when I sit with my clients. I love this work, and in some ways I feel like I'm still discovering what this work is or what this work could be. This is, I hope, going to be the first of many retreats that I go on in this capacity. So, that's all I had to say for today. Just an update on what I'm doing and where I'm at and how I'm feeling. And I just also want to say something that I'm learning is to dream bigger. Dream bigger, y'all. Dream bigger. Where do you want to go? What do you want to be doing? And before you start to add the limitations on how much it costs or how it's not possible, let yourself dream. Let yourself dream, have it, and just put it away for a moment, because maybe it'll come back, and maybe it'll come back with the resources that are possible. Maybe it'll come back with the collaborations and the networking and the people to make it possible. So today is the last day of this retreat I'm on in upstate New York, where I've been having astrological readings with folks. I've been having conversations around rest and healing. I've gotten to be around all of these amazing Black women who are doing some really dope things in their lives and in their communities, and who are taking this time to be with themselves and to be in nature. I've also been having Reiki sessions with folks, and something that really spoke to me during this time, because I am here in a capacity to work. I am here to be a healer for these healers that I'm with this weekend. And something that really spoke to me was that I get to rest too. So in some ways I thought well, I can't really participate in this. I am also Black, I am femme, I am a healer, but I'm here in the capacity for them. So I want to also rest, but I don't know how to do both. And my body just kind of let me. It helped me. So there were days that I was kind of going back to back, having all of these sessions, and we would have meals together. And I'm an ambivert. I like to be around people, but I also love to be with myself. And I would just be so tired. I would get to a point where I was just so tired and so depleted, and I would just rest. And I noticed how hard it was at times to just lay down. And in part, maybe it's because I feel like I'm in work mode. In part, I think it's because I'm not in my own home. But on some level, it also feels like I was noticing, because it's Mercury retrograde too. And I was just noticing my inner dialogue was like, well, you know what? We're trying to think this thing through. We're trying to plan something for tomorrow. We're trying to plan what you want to say at this group session you're going to lead. We're trying to plan when you're going to have these Reiki sessions with these folks. But maybe we could do it while laying down. And whenever that thought would come, it would feel so novel, and I would be like, well, I'm just almost done. I'm almost done. Let me just finish. And then when I'm done, then I'll lay down. Mercury retrograde is wild. I really love it. I really appreciate it, because there are just things that I say to myself that I don't realize otherwise. And it took me maybe a day or two to be like, I can lay down. This is okay. People are here to rest. It's okay that I too rest. And as soon as I accepted that I was tired and that I also needed rest, I fell asleep in the middle of the day. I woke up so delirious and worried that I had missed something, that I wasn't gonna show up to my responsibility of being here as a healer. I woke up 5 minutes before an alarm that I set for myself. I didn't know I was gonna fall asleep, but past me had set an alarm to be like, well, the group session is at 6, and you wanna make sure you're heading over by 5:50 in case you're doing something else. I woke up at 5:45. And this feels so small, but it also feels so important to me, because I'm like, I can trust myself. I can trust myself. I can trust myself to have rest and play and adventure and work. I can trust myself to find a balance of the 4 things I just named. And it might come a little easier than I realized, but there is no template for this, because the rest that I need is not like the rest that anybody else needs, because I'm in my body. And the work that I do is not like the work that anybody else does, because I'm doing it. So I'm really discovering that I can trust myself even with when I want to do something just very different, and I just I need to lay down. I need to lay down. I need to take my time. I need to be kinder to myself. I need to be okay with my capacity. Sometimes I have a lot of energy and sometimes I don't have much. And it changes. It changes depending on the day. It changes depending on what I did yesterday. It changes depending on where I am in my cycle. It changes depending on where the moon is. It changes depending on what's happening with the planets. The energy that I feel and the ability to move and to do things, it changes. And during this Mercury retrograde period, during this period when so many planets are going retrograde, Mars is in pre-shadow, I believe Uranus is already retrograde, I think Saturn might also be retrograde. There's like at least 6 planets going retrograde during this time and during the next few months. It's time to slow down. It's time for me, and it's time for more of us. It's time that we give ourselves permission to just slow down. This is not the time to ramp up. We can ramp up in here so long as we're slowing down here, because my body, your body, our collective body needs more rest. All right, that's what I got for today. Bye.